hard can it be to present the sales materials to the buyer? Simple, right? Well, maybe not. What are the best practices to ensure the meeting is a success and we make the sale? So many salespeople are taught product knowledge, given catalogues of products, prepare slide decks to explain what they want to sell to the buyer, but they have got very little clue about how to present it. Today, we pull back the velvet curtain and show the success secrets of how to present your sales materials to the buyer. Welcome back to this weekly edition every Tuesday of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story. I'm the president of Dale Carnegie Training here in Japan and the best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery. We are bringing the show to you from our High Performance Center in Akasaka in Minato-ku, the business center of Tokyo. Why the cutting edge? In this show, we are looking at the critical areas for success in business in Japan. We want to help advance everyone's thinking so that we can be at the forefront, the cutting edge of how to flourish here in this market. Before we get into this week's topic, here is what caught my attention lately. Last year, the number of deaths in traffic accidents fell to the lowest on record since 1948. Sounds pretty good, right? However, the number of fatal accidents caused by drivers 75 and older hit a record 460, accounting for 15% of all fatal accidents. The number of people 75 and older who hold a driver's license increased to 5.6 million. By 2022, the number is predicted to reach 6.6 million. Keep your wits about you, folks, when you're out and about. Japan is a pretty safe place, but be careful out there on the roads. In other news, Tokyo-based MyNavi's survey of new company recruits show that 1 in 3 are considering leaving their jobs within 5 years, and only 1 in 5 treat their employment as being a lifetime role. This is shocking in an economy used to people joining companies for life. Nearly half said they are considering changing their jobs within 10 years. Only 7.6% were planning to spend more than 10 years with their employer. 21.8% said they plan to stay with their firm until retirement. Finally, more than 1 million Japanese work in a different city to their family, being away on job assignments. Usually, the wife stays put with kids and the husband moves alone into a different town. In a 2017 survey by the Japan Institute for Labour Policy and Training, nearly 2/3 of Japanese firms transfer their staff, and only 19.4% say they take any account of the wishes of the employees as to where they are transferred. These assignments usually last longer than 3 years, with very limited company support for family reunions. This is episode number 89, and we are talking about presenting our sales materials. Soredewa ikimashou. So let's get going. If we are presenting a brochure, flyer, price list, hard copy, slide deck, or any other typical collateral items, then we should adopt best practice for greater success. Have 2 copies always, one for you to read and one for the client, unless you're a genius of reading upside down, which, by the way, seems to include all Japanese. At the start, put your copy to the side for later if you need it, and turn the client's copy around to face them. Then proceed to physically control the page changes of the document. Don't just hand it over if you can avoid it. You want to walk them through the pages under your strict supervision. There's usually a lot of information involved, and we only want to draw attention to the key points. We don't receive unlimited buyer time, so we have to plan well. You don't want them flicking through the pages at the back and you are still explaining something up the front. By the way, don't place any collateral pieces in view of the client at the start of the meeting. Keep them unseen on the chair next to you or in your bag. Why? We want to spend the first part of the meeting asking solid questions to uncover their needs. Don't distract the buyer from answering your questions. This is vital to understanding their business and their needs. As we hear their answers, we set up a chain reaction. We mentally scan the solution library of our brain and start lining up products for them. The details will be in a brochure or a flyer, etc., but by showing them at the start, we will distract the client. It also implies, I'm here to sell you something. What is our mantra? Everyone loves to buy, but nobody wants to be sold. Keep the sales materials out of sight until you absolutely know what you will need. Also, at the beginning, we don't know which materials to show them because we don't know which is the best solution for their needs. Are they after blue or pink? There's no point going into great depths to describe your unmatchable, unbeatable best blue in the universe, a prince amongst blues, if they only want to buy pink. After the questioning phase is completed, when we know what they need, then, and only then, do we grab our materials and guide them through the detail. If we hand over the sales materials at the start, they will be reading something on page 5 and you will still be focused on page 1. If you allow this to happen, control of the sales conversation has been lost. The salesperson's key job is to keep control of the sales talk direction from beginning to end. If you can't do that, then selling is going to be a tough employ for you. After placing the document in front of them, facing them, pick up your nice pen and use it to show them where to look. There are many distractions on any single page, so we need to keep the show on the road and them focused on the key items. Our pen is our navigator. When we need to make a strong point, we should back it up by using eye contact. The problem is their eyes are glued to the page in front of them, so they are not even looking at us anymore. To get their eyes off the page, to make eye contact with us, simply raise the pen to your eye height, and their gaze will soon join yours. Know where the items of most interest are in your materials, and based on what you've heard earlier, skip pages that are not particularly relevant. Do not go through the whole thing from beginning to end. You want them focused only on the most relevant and interesting elements of your presentation. Also, you have to narrow things down because you just don't have that much time available to you. With slide decks. Regarding the preparation of slide decks, this is a very specific visual topic. And so please go to our YouTube channel. We have a comprehensive video tutorial on all the nitty-gritty detail of what works best. To access the video, just please go to our YouTube channel, Dale Carnegie Training Japan, Dale Carnegie TV. In the playlist, there is a section called How to Become Really Excellent at Presentations. Just search for that, scroll down, you'll find the video titled How to Use PowerPoint, etc. when presenting, and that video will take you through everything you need to know. Talks about the colours, the fonts, the layout, the graphs, the tables, the photographs, everything you need to know in one place. Check that out on our YouTube channel. Now, many Japanese presenters are a world champion at getting this type of thing wrong. Everything in the kitchen sink is thrown up on the one screen with garish colours and disparate fonts. Usually, it is a total mess. Don't make this your template to try and blend in. The country of Zen has not managed to apply any such minimalist concepts to what goes up on a screen. The basic rule is less is more with presentations on screen. Find out more when we come back from the break.
If you want to sell more, and do it more easily? Do the Sales Advantage course. If you can't build trust, no sale. Can't design excellent questions to understand the client's needs? No sale. Can't present the solution convincingly? No sale. Can't handle objections properly? No sale. Can't close? No sale. Master the sales process by doing the Sales Advantage course now in either Japanese or English. The bestseller, Japan Sales Mastery, is the new Bible of selling in Japan. To sell to Japanese buyers, you need to create long-term partner-level trust, fully understand Japanese buyers' real needs, convince buyers with your solutions, overcome their hesitation, fear, and doubt, know how to ask for the order, ensure repeat orders. This book is the product of 30 plus years in the trenches selling in Japan. Order Japan Sales Mastery now.
Welcome back. If you would like to get some sales training for yourself or your team, then August 5th we run our Sales Booster 2 program, and later in the year we repeat our Sales Booster 1 program on November 11th. These courses are entire modular, so it doesn't matter which order you do the actual programs in. Details are found on our website, enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. Back to the show. It is extremely rare that we wrap up a deal at the first meeting in Japan. Usually we come back with our solution and pricing. There are many favoured standard styles for presenting proposals for clients, so it is impossible to go through all of these. However, in general, because of their risk aversion, most Japanese buyers have a tremendous desire for detail. Let me share with you an insight about this preference for above average levels of information supply. When I was a student here in the late 1970s, I attended an international symposium on Sino-Japanese relations. One of the Japanese academics was relaying a story about the introduction of Zen into Japan from China. One of the Zen stories used was about a well and a bucket as a metaphor for a spiritual point of instruction. In the Chinese version, the key point was the allegory, not the detail or the equipment being used. In the Japanese version of this story, great attention was placed on the dimensions of the well, the bucket, the winding mechanism, the construction of the rope, etc. I have never forgotten that insight, and it has played out as a truism here in Japan. I have found it is almost impossible to give the Japanese buyer too much detail. I'm not suggesting you should, but just be aware, there is a hunger here for data. As flagged, this is part of their risk aversion preference. By having more and more and more detail, they can reduce the possibility of a mistake or a failure. They will suck up as much detail as they can and how much they can get out of you. It doesn't mean you should give them so much detail, because it diffuses their concentration on the key things we really want them focused on. Remember, we should never sail past the safe harbour of the sale. Bear in mind that the demand for detail and data from the buyer is always going to be super strong, probably way past what you may be used to. Focus on getting the sale. The proposal should reflect the information captured during the sales interview, outline what you believe is the key issue facing the client based on what they told you. Warning, before proceeding any further, it is critical that you check you have clearly understood their needs. If this is incorrect, then the rest of the document is immediately headed for the trash can. Assuming that is not the case, and having laid out an understanding of what they need, now you suggest a solution. Depending on your preference, you can present the content in this way. Expected result, problem, solution, or problem, solution, expected result. At the solution point, though, we go into some substantial detail. Where possible, try not to just send the proposal document by email. Present it yourself, because what may be clear to you may not be so clear to the buyer. We often assume knowledge that they don't have, and so some key points can be missed. Sometimes buyers will just say, well, just email me the proposal. Resist this idea with every fibre in your body. Go over there and present it instead. Mention you have something you must show them and explain this is why you can't send it. Often, they will be the internal advocate for what we are selling, so we want them to have the power of persuasion on our behalf. Always present the proposal in person for clarity, and so you can answer any questions or correct any misunderstandings which may arise. Action steps from today. 1. Control the reading flow of the presentation document. 2. Use your pen as a navigator through the written materials. 3. Only show the material after you have had your questions answered and know what they want. 4. Before putting together your slide deck, watch the video How to Use PowerPoint Properly when presenting on our YouTube channel, Carnegie TV. 5. Always present the proposal in person. And 6. Expect that Japanese will want a lot more detail than you may be used to putting in your proposal document. And 7. Present your solution in this order. Expected result, problem, solutions, or problem, solution, expected result. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show is here to help you succeed in business in Japan. Subscribe on YouTube, share with your family, friends, and colleagues. Become a regular. Thank you for watching this episode, and remember to hit the subscribe button. Our website details are on screen now. enjapan.dale.carnegie.com. Awesome value. Please check it out. Remember, if you would like to get some sales training for yourself or your team, August 5th, we are running our Sales Booster 2 program, and later in the year, on November 11, we'll repeat Sales Booster 1. Remember, they're modular, so the order doesn't matter. You can take them in any order. So whichever order you like, choose. But there's August, November. Details on our website, enjapan.dale.carnegie.com. Please leave me some feedback on YouTube. I would love to know how the show has helped you and what other topics you are interested in for me to cover. Remember, I am here as a free resource to help you. So just tell me how I can help you best. You might also enjoy my podcast. Look for the Leadership Japan series, the Presentations Japan series, and the Sales Japan series, wherever you get your podcasts. In episode 90, we are talking about negotiating with the unpleasant. Find out more about that next week. So, yoroshiku. Onegai itashimasu. Please join me for the next episode of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. We are here to help you, and we have only one direction in mind for you and your business, and that is up.